What's up guys? So quick video, we're going to go through the plate load and pull down machine, but the key concepts that we're looking at apply to any pull downs that you're going to do. So whether you're using the cable or any other plate loaded machine, some of the foundations that we talk about, that's going to apply. Now remember, this isn't the be all and end all for every time that you do a pull down. Sometimes you'll have a different focus, but what I wanted to do was try to make sure that we have the main things covered. So first off, we need to get the setup right. So obviously the first thing that really I want you to do, and on this one the handles aren't going to move down necessarily towards you in terms of the setup, but what you do need to make sure is that you're nice and secure under the seat. Now sometimes we'll sit all the way forward and there might be a reason to do that, but today with the lat focus movement, which is again the purpose of this movement that we're doing, realistically we probably don't want to be in this position going back from there. That's going to be a lot of upper back. What we probably want to do is just find the point where you can lift your arms to. Now for some people it's going to be about here. As soon as you get round into this position where you feel like these loosen off, then you've gone too far and you don't want to be hitting that, because there's a point where your lats actually have to come really out of position and then you're going to really struggle to get them activated in the pull down. So what we're trying to do is keep everything pretty much fixed, but allow them lats to move and then contract. What's the movement of the lats? Well, the one that we're focusing on today is from this position. It's going to be pulling down, 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 straight down. And again, if you're ending up going to here, all that's going to do is put additional stress on your shoulders and be an unnecessary movement. So again, all we want to do is sit up, nice and braced at your core, and see where your arms get to. For me, it's about here. So I'm not actually up in this position, it's about here. Now the weight might take it a little bit higher, but actively that's probably a good starting point for me. Next thing that we need to consider is realistically taking hold of the weight and coming down into this position. So again, I've just got the starting point that I'd set up. Now the main thing is that as you're coming down, it's not a case of just sort of driving down however you want and just sort of moving in and out and through, because that lat has got so many opportunities when you're doing that to switch off and stop activating and stop working. Again, trying to really work this. Main action is thinking about your upper arm coming down towards your side. Now, in terms of the setup when you're actually gripping, what you actually want is from your elbow to your wrist. Yes, you want them stacked, but actually you want them following the plane and the movement of the machine. So if we look at this, comes down, it's going to come very slightly forward, and then if it's getting to the point that it comes back round, we've gone too far with that. Your movement's too big, because we're going to struggle to manage that movement. So realistically, it's going to be almost, and from here, from my shoulders in that start position, my setup's about right. But rather than just thinking, okay, I'm going to move in and down and use a lot of lower back to get this initiated, I'm actually thinking, okay, let's brace, let's hold everything, and let's think about driving that upper arm down towards my sides. Hold there, because any lower, I'm starting to make movements that aren't part of the movement that we're trying to achieve. And again, back up. Now, can we stretch at the top? Yes, you can allow things to stretch out and loosen as long as we're staying braced. But as soon as everything comes off, and as soon as we're down into these movements, where again, we're rocking in and out of it, then it's not going to help with the goal of this. So driving the elbows down, reach up, allow a bit of movement at the top, and again, initiate by driving the elbows down, reach up, and let's keep going with that. Now you may prefer to have a fully overhand grip, or obviously you may want to wrap your thumbs around. That's going to be up to you. In theory, I'd probably say that you might get a little bit more lat activation if you just took your hands over. But again, it's going to come down to preference, it's going to come down to positioning. And I think that for this movement and for this machine, with this variation that we're going through today, that's probably the key stuff that you need to know. So to summarise, get the seat position right so that you're set up. We don't need to sit forward on this one. You can just sit nice and natural with this overhand grip, just to where feels like the end range for your lats. The purpose is to bring this down towards your side. And as you do that, you should be able to feel it contract to a certain point. For me, it's about there. That's pretty much where I can get to. If I try to go lower, one, this is coming in to the point that my fixed grip isn't really going to help, but more so than anything, you'll tend to see people collapsing forward, taking stress off the lats. So, quick demo. Getting the weight, fixing that position, nice and braced through the core, rather than initiating from any sort of rock. Stays braced, elbows driving down towards my side, just to that good position. Allow everything to come back up, following that one plane of movement, and your elbows are moving in the plane along the direction that the weight's actually allowing you to move. Squeezing down, reach back up. And again, final point is that as you squeeze down, allow everything in your back to really sort of drive down, including, to be honest, on these pull downs, if we're thinking a bit more about function, rather than just targeting one muscle group, the lats are going to be the key driver in this, but allow everything in your upper back sort of come down and squeeze in. You're not trying to flare out or anything like that. It's going to be this movement. So, guys, I hope this video helps.